Hi there! In this video I'm going to be showing you how to create a collage effect in Procreate. I'm going with a vintage summer theme in preparation for the warmer weather. And I created images in Midjourney's AI image creator. I've popped the link for the images in the description below, so if you want to follow along and create your own vintage summer Procreate collage, feel free to do so. To start off this artwork, simply open up Procreate, select New Canvas. I'm going to choose an A4 because I intend to print out my final artwork on A4. You're then going to import your images. So I have saved them in my photos under a folder called Vintage Summer Collage Elements, so that they're all together, easy for me to access. And as you can see, here are the images. And I'm going to start off by importing this retro vintage aged photograph. As you import your images, you can use the transform tool, the little arrow, to enlarge the images, to make them smaller, and to position them exactly where you want them to be for your collage composition. Okay, let's add the rest of the images. Every time you add a new image to your canvas, you'll see that it gets put on its own layer, which is really handy because then you can arrange your layers so that certain objects are at the top of your artwork and certain objects are layered beneath. Spend time arranging the various elements in your collage so that you get the best effect. I'm going to work on this flower and give it slightly more vintage vibe. I'm moving it onto the hair of the swimsuit model. In the adjustments option, I go to hue, saturation and brightness, and I'm going to adjust the color so that it is slightly more retro. Another cool thing you can do is select halftone in the adjustments panel and then drag your pencil to the right or to the left to adjust the intensity of the effect. As you can see, it really is a lovely retro texture, very much like old school printing. The next thing I'm going to do is create shadows under my piece of scrapped paper, my collaged newspapers and ephemera. And I do this by duplicating the piece of ephemera or the piece of paper, and then I adjust the brightness so that it's completely black, it's completely dark. And then I go to adjustments, Gaussian blur, and I drag the Gaussian blur out to the right. And this creates a very shadowed effect. I can then go and adjust the shadow with the liquify option under the adjustments panel. I'm going to do this for many of my elements to create that layered, realistic collage effect. Not sure what to do with that surfboard. Now I want to break the contrast between that mapped sienna background and my blue photograph, and so I'm going to create a new layer over the background. I'm going to select or color pick that lovely cerulean blue of the photograph. Then I'm going to go to my textures and I'm going to choose my grunge texture at the bottom here. And then with quite a large brush I'm going to work over that map very lightly in order to break some of the color and integrate it better. I also like to go back to my eraser, make sure I've chosen the grunge brush again, and go back over the painted area to remove the intensity of it. I've decided I want a white outline around this swimsuit figure. So I've duplicated her, and then in the adjustments panel I've increased her brightness so that it is 100% and she becomes completely white. You can't quite see the whole layer now because she's on top of it, but I am working with that layer underneath and I'm slightly moving it so that there is a white outline around her. I'm also going to play around with her color saturation so that she is slightly less saturated. This also helps to give an aged effect. Then I'm going to try the halftone with her. Next, I'm going to use some Procreate stamps to create a wave pattern over the vintage aged photograph. Using the artist crayon, I'm now going to draw some vertical lines over the photo, and this just gives it an extra mixed media effect. To add text to your collage, click on the wrench tool, add text, double click on the text block, then select the font. This opens up other options for you. Let me do that again. You can type in your text here. Double click it to edit it. I'm going to choose a typewriter font. And as you can see, there are a variety of options for you to make changes to this text here. Or move which layer it's on, or tilt it. You can edit it in whichever way you feel is best suited for your collage. Like we did with the images, you can also apply a halftone effect to any text you create. You can see this gives it a lovely retro feeling. I'm going to adjust the opacity of the word so that it fades into the background. And there you have it, a Procreate collage with a vintage summer theme. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and watch this next video on how to color in the lines in Procreate.